I lost my phone in the Uber. I couldn't believe it. I opened the main door. I walked in to my home. I reached for my pocket for my phone to check the notifications from the social media applications and emails. I was waiting for important messages and I couldn't find it. First, I did not go in a panic mode because I could put it in different pockets of my winter jacket, so that was fine. And then, well, I searched for it, I couldn't find it, so I checked the bag. It was not in the bag, not in the pockets, nowhere. And then I stopped for a second and I said, oh my god, I lost it in the Uber on the way home. Unbelievable. Never happened before. So I was really disappointed in myself. I brought some numbers. There are no numbers of how many phone gets lost in London, UK, where I'm based, because people don't report that. They report how many it gets stolen, and there is no number for 2024 because it's too close. It was just last year. There is a number from 2022, and according to the BBC, in London, 9,864 mobile phones were stolen in London, which is an average of 250 theft a day. This is a huge number, and if you think of it, how many phone gets lost every day, probably is the same number that gets lost. It could be lost in so many places. If I think of my friends, my colleagues, they usually leave it in train stations, or when they go out, a night out in a club or something, they don't go back because they don't think there's any chance that they find it. So what they do, they just lock the device, they change the passwords if they can, and then they order a new phone which arrives on the day, or it's usually 24 hours delivery maximum, so they get a new phone and that's it, if they have the cash for it. So I was thinking about this, but then I said no, I want my phone back, my own phone, because I have so much data, pictures, videos of my family, not me, because that is replaceable. I can take more selfies of myself, that's fine, but it's about friends, places we went to, families. These are unreplaceable videos and pictures, and my notes, my books and stuff. That was quite important, so I wanted my device back. So I asked for help, and we searched the Uber helpline. I thought there is some phone number I can call, and then I realized that Uber actually has an option on the Uber app. If you pull it up, the Uber application, it said lost items. I lost my phone in the Uber. So they actually thought of it. There is happening so often that they actually put some thoughts and energy into it, and it's a quite quick process, and you can get in touch with your driver without giving any personal information. And so I messaged the driver that I'm so sorry, man, I think I lost the phone in your car. And he messaged me back that that it's not possible. And I was like, oh my god, please check. And he said, okay, I'm gonna pulling aside and I'm gonna check, give me 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes he sent me back a message that, oh, I checked and actually I found your phone. I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. And then he said that he gonna be back in an hour, because he was, in the meantime, because I didn't message him straight away because I was finding ways to call the company or do anything really. I was even looking for the lost and found if they have a warehouse or something, because I know that TfL, Transport for London, if you lose your mobile phone at the in the tube, then I actually know the address where you need to go, because there was a famous interview of the people who work in that warehouse where they keep the lost items found on the tube. And they said that these phones are still active, the batteries is still still working, and in the morning so many of them ringing, the alarm is turning off, and it's very loud in the warehouse in the morning. And I really like that. So I was even looking for this lost item office. So anyway, I was talking to the driver, and he said he's on the other side of London, and after an hour he will be back to my area. He roughly remembers my address, because you need to remember when you're talking to the driver through the Uber app, they don't see any of your personal details. So he couldn't see the mobile phone number, he couldn't see the address, nothing. So he needed to roughly remember where he dropped me off. So I was waiting, okay, 1 hour, and then I messaged him again after an hour because I was still waiting, and he said, oh no, I'm gonna be in that area at 5 o'clock because I'm here and here, and he said even a different address that was even further away than his previous whereabout was. So I was again in full panic mode, and I was thinking about this, that I'm never gonna put all my information, so many apps, so many important things in one small device that can be lost so easily. And you know what happened? We have a happy ending here, because he actually, not 5 o'clock, not 8 o'clock, but 10 o'clock, but it doesn't matter because he came back, and this is so important. He came back 10 o'clock at night. So I was running out of my house. I was so happy, I wanted to give him a hug, and he handed me over my phone, and I asked him how much I owe him, because he obviously came back from the other side of the city, the other side of London, and he was like, no, I don't need anything, it's all fine. But when it happens, you really need to show how grateful you are, because this man is working. Maybe he's in his country because for a short time, because he's saving up for something. He is really he was taking a break to come back. So I give him something, and he was so happy, and I was so happy as well, that I could show how grateful I am.